To talk more about Juneteenth as a whole, I am happy to have LaToia A. Jones joining me today, coming into my world. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be with you today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you here with me too, girl. Where are you repping? Where are you from?
Well, I live in Southeast DC,
Okay.
but I am from Atlanta by way of Chicago. You know, Black people.
Yes,
So
yeah, you know we migrate.
yeah, we
Shout out
all
to
over.
Chi-Town. Shout out to the A. We've got people from both of those areas on today.
Yes. Look, my friends call me like I'm like cheesy grits because in Chicago we super country, and in Atlanta we love our grits. So it's all me. So
I love that. I love that. And I love me some cheesy grits too. Okay. Just saying.
good with butter and salt. That sugar.
Yes. No sugar. I don't know who be putting sugar on their grits. And if you commenting right now that you put sugar on your grits, you got to go somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, blame that on your grandmama because we don't want
Exactly. All right, girl, you are have been very active, prominent. I mean, definition of Black girl magic in the political and activism space. And I first got to ask you, how does it feel now that Juneteenth is an official federal holiday?
You know what's crazy about this? It's interesting because as an activist but also somebody who's from the South and felt like Juneteenth was ours. I have mixed feelings about it, but I'm also very proud because it's finally Black people taking ownership of something and making we always take ownership. People just take it. Another conversation.
Facts.
But taking ownership and saying this is actually ours and let's tell you about ours. I mean, what's interesting about it is, like, as I said, I'm from Chicago and went to high school in Atlanta, and I didn't find out about Juneteenth until I was well into my 20s.
Yes, same here.
We were taught that Black people were free with the Emancipation Proclamation. I was taught that in Illinois. I was taught that in Georgia. It wasn't until I dated a guy from Texas who was like, we're going to this Juneteenth cookout. I was like, what's Juneteenth and why is a cookout? He's like, that's when Black people got free. I was like, no, he was like, let me put you on game. So and then he ended up being a hotel. Another conversation.
Yeah, but for another day, right?
Another day. But in that, I started doing the research and realizing there was so much of our history that I didn't know. So being a part of democratic politics and just activism in general, you realize that oftentimes we got one view of things. And there's this old African proverb that says, like, history is written by the actual victor. So what ends up happening is that our history, we have what was passed down from us when we tell our families, but the history books is not written by Black people. The history books is not written by Native Americans or even Hispanics. It's written by white people who want to make sure that they look like and that they can tell their story. So having Juneteenth now, something that everybody needs to learn about, especially as we're talking about critical race theory, is actually interesting. So again, I feel a little bit like that was ours, but I also want people to understand that so much about American history is rooted in Black people. It's rooted in slavery. It's rooted in our tenacity to actually be free-ish. But also it's not just about Juneteenth. It's about what happens next. But before, I'll be remiss if I did not shout out Miss Oprah Lee, who actually walked from Texas to DC to make sure Juneteenth was a holiday. She was 94. She was 86 when she started, but she's 94 now. So make sure, if you all do not know about Miss Oprah Lee, please make sure you go check her out because she is the original OG.
Yes.
But then I also realized that we have our cousins who want to be pissed off about everything. Like, they're taking this, they're taking that. Juneteenth being a holiday doesn't mean we stop fighting. It's Juneteenth and voting rights. It's Juneteenth and criminal justice reform. It's Juneteenth and fully funded education. Several states across the South right now do not fully fund education. And oftentimes you have no education that's not teaching our history. So Juneteenth is a stepping point. I think it's upon us to make sure we continue to do the work so that it's just not a holiday that becomes like anything else.
Right.
The reality is that, if we're smart, and I'm saying we, collective Black people, we will start celebrating from Juneteenth to 4th of July. Because, Black people love 4th of July.
Girl, do they?
Look, I'm in Anacostia. They started fireworks.
I was just saying that the fireworks have been popping off in the city since Juneteenth.
First of all, where they get all this money for fireworks? Another conversation again. But we should start celebrating and make it so that we understand what's happening. Like, in DC, you celebrate Emancipation Day. And also, I'm also team celebrate December 18th when the 13th Amendment was ratified. But let's talk about all the steps that's taken us to get here. And realistically, if we're being honest, If George Floyd hadn't happened, this probably wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
So as much as we are upset, it's like understanding that there's awakening happening in this country that we have to be responsible for. We have to start talking about our history and start telling our history. There's so many stories about what happened, to get Juneteenth. So many stories about other countries trying to make sure they're following what's happening here. Like I have a friend who's in St. Lucia, and he asked me about Juneteenth. I was like,
wow.
What's Juneteenth? But we are the blueprint for so many other countries. And there's plenty of Black people who are watching our struggle, so we can't give up, because the reality is that we are the originators of this. So yes, I'm excited about it as being a holiday, but I'm also galvanized and feel like we have to continue to do the work.
Yes. Yeah. No, you couldn't have said it any better. This is only the beginning. I think President Obama even said that this is great and all that we've got this holiday, but, we're really just beginning. Now, you're right about the timing with George Floyd, because, girl, can you imagine President stupid Trump signing that? Like, that would have been crazy. Like, the timing could... Go ahead.
This is the funny thing about it. Your girl, Candace Owens, and Black Republicans tried to make it seem like it was a Democratic thing, but Donald Trump brought up Juneteenth when he was president. So he brought up how he made Juneteenth a thing and how he should sign something about Juneteenth. So the reality is that they were thinking about using it for their own political gain last year.
Yeah.
So the reality is that we can't allow our history and our struggle to be politicized. Whether you're a conservative or a liberal, you have to continue to fight, because some people feel like Trump he can't do no wrong. I'm talking about some of our people, but get another conversation.
For another day.
Another day. But understanding that had he felt the political calculation, he would have done it. Mm-hmm. If he felt like he could have got Black votes, he would have done it.
Yeah.
So oftentimes, and people are upset now because they feel like this is just the Democrats playing to Black voters. But if we allow this to keep us quiet, it's our fault. And it's not just about political, like Democrats and Republicans. It's about, what are you doing in your community? What are you doing? What is your school teaching your kids? Or let's look at those textbooks.
Right.
Because I know my textbooks didn't say anything about it.
Look, like, what's happening right in your own home? What are your parents telling you? You know what I mean? It really starts in the home.
Yeah, you can't teach what you don't know.
Exactly. That's true.
And too. Understanding that, I didn't know. I feel like I'm fairly educated. I didn't know about Juneteenth. So talking about it to my nieces and my nephews and understanding and letting them know this is just not a day when you get out of school, even though they should be out of school this summertime.
Exactly.
Not another holiday. It's for you to understand that all of our people were not free until this happened. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do about it? And also, we're technically still not free now, because if we're being honest about it, slavery was abolished, but if you look at the penal system, you look at the prison system, slavery is just by another name.
Look, Migos made a whole song, Modern Slavery, okay? Like, we literally live in that world nowadays. And like you said, Black people really are the driving force of a lot. There's actually a strike right now on TikTok. Black creators are striking because they're saying that TikTok is boosting views for all these non-colored people doing these viral dances, yet not giving credit to the Black creators who are actually creating these viral dances. So we still got some ways to go. But girl, I'm sure, I don't know about you, but it felt good over the weekend to be like, happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Look, happy Juneteenth. Again, Anacostia fire was popping. You smelled the grills. It felt like a family reunion. It felt like, one day that all Black people were like, you know what, we free. We gonna do what we gonna do. Especially we vaccinated. We out in these streets.
Oh, we was outside. You already know. Before I Let Go was on repeat at them cookouts. Okay.
Both versions, Beyonce and the original.
Exactly.
We getting it all. We do it. Electric slide, cha-cha slide.
Look, all of it. Cupid shuffle. The list goes on. LaToia, I love your energy. Before we get out of here with you, tell me a little bit about what you're doing nowadays and what hustle.com is.
Oh, okay. So, fun fact, I am a Black girl in tech now.
Okay, we like that.
Yes.
Black tech matters for sure.
Exactly. So hustle.com. Hustle is a peer-to-peer messaging app. So the easiest way to explain it to the average person is that if you got any text message during the last campaign where somebody was asking you something and responding back, that was most likely a hustle message. So we bring conversations to scale. We have political candidates, we have nonprofits, we have education. We actually, and fun fact is one thing I would like about my company is last year, my company made Juneteenth an official holiday for everyone. And we talked to all our tech bros in San Francisco, explain to them about Juneteenth. So we about it. But it's a tech company, and I'm actually senior vice president there. So that's what I do in my paid job. And my side hustle, I'm also a co-convener of Power Rising, which is a Black women's organization set up so that Black women of all from the C street to the streets can come together and on every level. It's about empowering you. It's about your spirituality. It's about your health, it's wellness. If you are a Black woman trying to do something with your life, Power Rising is an organization for you. So I'm a co-convener about that, and I still do my activism, big D and small D. I'm just out in these streets. I kind of feel like
yes, you are.
Change, not to leave this world as I found it. Sometimes when Black women, we put everything on our back, but ideally is that if not us, then who? Yeah. So I just want to make sure that I am doing what I can for my community. So yeah, I'm a Black girl in tech, and I rock my large earrings and my bright lipstick and my sometimes my long weaves and my braids in meetings. One time I had blue braids in the meeting. But
yes, girl,
all this Blackness.
Yes, all this Blackness, and we about to
all the Blackness.
Girl, we about to talk about it shortly with Sha'Carri Richardson out here too over the weekend, killing it. And blacker than black on that track. Okay.
Can we talk about how her hair looked like flames? Like she lit that track up. I was about to cuss. How it looked like flames. I appreciate her. Like, you know what? You're going to get this orange hair, this speed.
Yes.
So when you see fire. But again, Black women are showing up as our authentic selves.
Literally showing up and showing out. I was about to say, Erica Tay better be calling her soon to put that next wig in, okay?
Come on. all in Tokyo. Get all, and the nails.
Get all the coins. No, everything that you said, LaToia, you're such a source of inspiration and motivation. And for Black females in specific, it is important for each one of us to really take that responsibility seriously of how we can continue to break down doors and barriers right in our own community. And on a national and a bigger scale, something like Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday also allows us to break down another door and to let people know more about our history and what Black America really is and what we've been through. And it's important for all races, ethnicities, backgrounds, different countries to know about that too. So I appreciate you being very candid and open. Yes.
Thank you. Again, shout out to your people. Again, Juneteenth it's not a day off, it's a day on. So please make sure you continue to do the work. Make sure you help us get free voting rights, criminal justice reform, education. All those things are wrapped up into Juneteenth.
Yes. All right, LaToia, thank you so much, girl. Appreciate your time.